This Tuesday, September 7th, 2021, 2:33 p.m. This special meeting of the Board of Commissioners is called to order. City Clerk, will you call the roll?
Mayor Hendricks.
Here.
Vice Mayor Price.
Here.
Commissioner Hodges.
Here.
Commissioner Andrews.
Here.
Commissioner Hudson.
Here. I see there is one person in the audience today. Would you like to make a public comment before this meeting starts? Okay, thank you. Today's agenda topic is vote on final candidate for city manager, Robert Daniels and Lee Staub. Does the commission have any comments before we start taking a vote on this?
Nope.
Nope.
We hashed it.
Okay. If the commission will then mark their selection, pass it to the city clerk to be read. Should we do that, or should we poll the commission one by one?
Mayor, you can do it either way. Just make sure that when you vote, it would not be a secret ballot, of course. It would just be a ballot.
Right.
You can vote. Just make sure that you only vote in the column where your name is associated with it, and maybe initial it, and you can provide that to the city clerk, and she can do the totals there if you'd like to do that. You could do it that way.
Okay.
And those would become a part of the record, the minutes of the meeting.
All right. So should we put down? Well, we've got our names on this ballot. So, city clerk, will you pick these up from each commission member and read the total, please? Has everyone filled out their ballot?
Are we just marking the person that we're picking, or what do we do? Okay, just put an X in the person that we're picking.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought we were doing a 1 and a 2. Okay. Write it down. Okay.
Clara, can you pick these up? So.
I think that would be appropriate, yes.
Okay, Mayor Hendricks. Lee Allen Staub. Vice Mayor Price. Lee Allen Staub. Commissioner Hodges. Robert James Daniels. Commissioner Andrews. Lee Allen Staub. Commissioner Hudson. Robert James Daniels. So that's 3 for Lee Allen Staub and 2 for Robert James Daniels. We just vote on each one of those?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, City Clerk. I guess from this point, I will need to get with Mr. Trask regarding negotiations.
So if you could give me some direction on what you would like to do, I'd be happy to start those and prepare a contract to have him take a look at it. But I know that I'd written some notes at the last meeting on August 25th that you're looking for. My notes were, first of all, a multiple-year contract, and that was changed to a 2-year contract. And I think that there was some discussion about it being offset from the time period when the budget season it occurs.
Right.
Correct. So basically a 30-month contract.
Okay. And then, I had written down the starting salary at $135,000.
Correct.
I had written down a severance package of 8 to 10 weeks. But other than that, I wasn't given any direction. I didn't gather any additional direction. So, things like ICMA, you want them to be a part of that?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm seeing all the head shaking yes. The benefits would be the same as employees, or is it going to be the same as, for example, what Mr. Daniels was receiving as a minimum?
Do we want to do that? There's a,
Yeah, because we've already tweaked the severance, so I think everything else is,
the car allowance and whatnot. Is that staying in? Okay.
So, automobile allowance, same, health, retirement, exactly the same as Mr. Daniels?
Yes.
but didn't we want a 2.5-year contract
That's,
for the initial?
that's what 30 months is.
Oh, 30 months, okay, got it. Thank you.
And I'm sure there will be other questions that come up. Is there some direction from the commission as to who I should work with, maybe the mayor directly, or Sean, or what would you like me to do?
I'm fine with you working directly with me, if the commission is amicable to that.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfectly okay with it, yeah.
Okay, so obviously then, once we get to a point where the mayor and I have got a draft agreement prepared to go to Mr. Staub, I don't foresee it coming back here for discussion purposes. I see it going to Mr. Staub, and then once we get his response to it, then it would come back to the commission for direction. Is that acceptable?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Did you want to put a moving allowance in there, or is that part of the discussion? Okay.
And then the next question is, obviously, one of the more important things for Mr. Daniels right now is a start date. Obviously, under the current agreement that Mr. Daniels has, we have to give him 40 days' notice. And I'm not sure, because I wasn't involved in the interviews with Mr. Staub, did he provide to you an availability date?
No.
He said he could start within 30 days. That's all they did was a month, and maybe sooner, so. But I think that's something you can negotiate as well. That's part of the negotiation.
Okay, so then the soonest start date then would be, well, today is September the 7th? It would be October the 17th then to give 40 days notice to Mr. Daniels, even if we did that today. So are we looking at maybe a November 1 start date?
I would have no problem with some overlap.
Okay.
I don't know how the rest of the commission feels, but I feel like Mr. Daniels has done a good job for the city, and I feel like there are a lot of things going on right now that if he is acceptable to doing something like that I'd like to see him. I would like to see some overlap so that we don't get things lost with Grant, with things we've got going on with sand issues and a whole multitude of other things that are going on in the city right now.
May I?
Yes, please.
First off, thank you for the opportunity to serve you all for the time that I have. And yes, so I think having an overlap where, we could have a handoff. A lot of times managers in transition don't have that opportunity. And I think there's a number of things and I've already started a list and, made sure that we had files available on certain things. So if that's your wish, I'm more than happy to work on that. My only other thing I wanted to mention to you is, and I know this is the Zoom world, my candidacy has already been decided upon, but if I didn't give you the advice that I'm about to give you, I think you know, and I wasn't in on your interviews on Zoom or anything else, but maybe I'm old school, but hiring somebody for this type of position without even meeting with them face to face, you know, it just seems to be different. And again, I'm out of the picture. I'm giving you this advice as your manager right now. And I really suggest that you think about flying Mr. Staub in and having some type of meeting with him face to face. Now, if you feel that that's not necessary, but I think it's money well invested that you do, and it's in the best interest of this city and your staff that's here, that you do vet them completely so that you're satisfied.
Thank you. I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I do too.
And we can meet with him one-on-one and possibly even get a lot of this stuff done contract-wise while he's here.
Oh, yeah, it's, you know, I'll get the draft ready. This is not going to be a big deal, obviously. And so I'll get a draft for you to look at, Mayor, and then we can discuss it and go with it from there. One other question then is, what happens if Mr. Staub is not interested in taking the position at $135,000? Do all negotiations stop, or should I continue negotiations as to a salary higher than $135,000?
I think you and I will discuss that at a later date, but as of right now, I'm tending to think it stops.
All right, Mayor.
Because that question was put to him during the process, and as I recall, that was acceptable to him. So hopefully he won't be changing that.
Understood. Okay. All right, I think I've got a good start here, and then any other questions I'll deal directly with the mayor, and then obviously it's going to come back to the commission for consideration and discussion once we talk to Mr. Staub.
Okay.
And if any of you have any questions or any additional thoughts that you want to give to me separately and apart from the commission meeting today, let me know that, and I'll try to address them at the same time. But obviously you're all going to vote on it when it comes back to you.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So who should contact Mr. Staub and invite him down? And you want to do that, Mayor, or is that an HR function? Or
that, or I think maybe Mr. Lilly should do that and make whatever arrangements need to be made to bring him in. And
how long would you want him here?
as long as he wants. I mean, presumably he's going to be looking for a place to live and meeting with our attorney and meeting with us, and so
2 or 3 days, I would say at least.
yeah.
Probably more like 3 days, wouldn't you think? The first day he's probably pretty much lost just with a travel day to get here.
Then you would need city staff probably to drive him around to the different city facilities, or obviously Mr. Daniels can do that, or whatever is the direction of the commission, so that he can see all the facilities, and then maybe he can meet with your department heads. That'd be, in my mind, one day, and then meeting with you would be another day. It would need to be a city commission meeting, though, if you're all going to meet with him together, okay?
Yeah.
It has to be here. Okay.
So, Mr. Daniels' contract, I thought, was extended for 40 days.
You have to give him 40 days notice of termination. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was an extension of 40 days.
No, it's
okay.
It was a month-to-month with a 40-day notice provision.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, for example, if Mr. Staub can't start until December 1st, you've got that covered, but you need to give him at least until mid-October the advance notice of the termination or the expiration. Yes, sir.
I guess we get with Mr. Staub first before we do any of that. Okay.
Okay. So the sooner he can come down, the better, as far as a visit. Okay. anyone else have anything?
No, sir?
All right. Having no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 2:48 p.m.